I'm curious, like, if we were to just say, hear the verdict, like, would we end up with a dead Maya? Or, like, is Maya already found? I am kind of curious. So I am going to save it. And just see, do we just kill Maya? I'm just curious. I'm really just curious. Now time for me to, like, self-doubt myself. Don't worry. Okay. I'm curious. The defense rests, Phoenix. Are you giving up? If you do, Maya will die. And you'll carry that weight on your shoulder every day for the rest of your life. I don't want that to happen to you. Mia. Raise an objection, Phoenix. I will now announce my... Oh, we don't even get a choice. Damn, I was hoping it's like, oh, do we get an alternate universe where we kill Maya? There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have is one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have 2 reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number 1, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number 2, that very same figurine was found at Engard Mansion. However, it's possible that this is the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client? Yes. Is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? Take that! Because she would be the only other person. Adrian Andrews. Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt Engard for the crime. I'm wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. The nickel samurai's arm that I saw. That could have very well been Miss Andrews. What about Mr. Engard? If you'd please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. Engard's mansion. It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. Go as far as to kill someone else? Yeah, unbelievable. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this one fight I can't give up on. Order! 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 All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor. For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game? Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even if you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to Engard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely, and I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, we're not done. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? And I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. God, this guy really is just evil shanks.
Mr. Nick!
Pearls, where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
Really strong power.
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe.
How's it going? You been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We barely found something to latch onto.
Phew. Oh, that's good, pal.
And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, pal, but...
What? We don't have any more time.
We just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. I've just run out of luck this time. It's all our hope for naught. A tent. Huh? A tent? I can see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now, but I can see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal. The very big circus.
Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Oh, okay. Hold on a second, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry!
And I can see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox.
Okay. What else?
What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so.
I heard her. Old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
God, now that I kind of know how to like pull like the kappa voice, and I'm probably not even doing it that well, I feel like I can kind of get into it, which is really nice. Like for me as a wannabe voice actor, it's really fun. Good luck.
I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's been starved. She's being starved. She technically has a week. It's been like 3 days. Like, we know that these court proceedings only last like 3 days to be like super speedy. So like, she's like hungry and like probably not doing great, but she's not going to, but if she hasn't been having water either, yeah, this ain't good. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. I was gonna say next time, but no next time. Let's keep buggying. Until I decide to cut it there, then that's really awkward. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises: why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very well. Now, have you seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You've seen it before. That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right. Why? Why does she? Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It looks like there really was something to that bear after all. It's an elaborate puzzle if you know the correct order. I'm gonna press this. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you. That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear. I thought it'd be perfect for one. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. I wonder if she knows the complexity of it. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. But this looks like it could be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside. Well, it's a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's been broken. What else? Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Engard didn't know, right? We don't know anything about this figurine, so we should try to find out more for now. Yeah, I'll keep pressing her for more information.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think what we have and haven't pressed. Okay. So we have to press everything. A puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? Okay, we press that. We press 2, and we press that. We press that. What have we not pressed? We press this one? Who else? Okay. Okay, so we pressed that. We pressed that. So you can take it apart, and how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Oh! Don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. I think this is about all I'm gonna get for now. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have yet to uncover. And that is the bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there is only one logical question that could come next, and that is, what is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness. Yes. You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what it is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's a suicide note. The suicide note? Suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. Seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting. She just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Order! Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. But how would... My question is how would they have known that that's where the suicide note was? And also, I mean, it makes sense why Engard would want it if it was basically just ruining him. But again, how would they know to have taken it? Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could read the contents of the note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impacts left to us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then being thrown away by Engard, about being engaged to Corrida and Engard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided in her despair to end it all. That is really interesting that they choose not to say. Like, they're like, we're going to give a summary. And I'm assuming they're like, yo, we could make this really fucked up. And instead they're like, we're just going to be like, okay. Used by these two pieces of shit. And she said, fuck all this, and peaced out. That is a very blunt and probably shitty way of explaining it, but it's really interesting. It's really interesting, because a lot of the other stuff has been like, oh, okay, let's go into, like, all this death and all this detail and all that, and it's like, oh, no. We can't necessarily do that, because it's like, that's gonna get way too dark. But it's almost kind of like One Piece, where it's like, you can take your interpretation of what has been given and choose to go lighter with how you view it and more surface level, or you can get real deep and dark with it. And it's kind of like you choose how depressing you want it to be. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. There's one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard. Then, what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Matt Engard values, above all, his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. I wonder if It's Anger's fault, and that time he even went as far to kill someone to stop him from revealing that? Oh, terrible. What a selfish person.
I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too.
There is no room for doubt here. I'm very curious. I'm very curious. Oh, we can't read it! But, like, anything else, like, for the most part, like, a lot of these, like, you can check and view, and they're like, we're gonna not bring that up. Mr. the Killer's client goal was to obtain the suicide note, and the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget, the bear with the note inside was found in the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay. There are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! The suicide note or the figurine. Which one of these should I pursue? Okay, here's my thing. Like, I don't think that there's anything in the suicide note that we're really going to be like, oh, like, here's like us, you know, there's nothing that can really kind of stall with that. But the figurine, my question is, how would Engard and the killer both know, or either one of them know, that Karina brought the suicide note and that it was in that bear? Okay, so what I'm looking at is you can select either. So I'm going with the figurine because that's kind of what I'm thinking is, other than the fact that he is spied on him, that's the only way that he would know, because we do have the evidence that he is planted the cameras in, which I did read that later on in the walkthrough. Mainly, I don't want to go back and do stuff. But anyways, so unless he was spying and then saw that, I don't know. My thought is the figurine. At least for us, the figurine makes more sense. And the suicide note. I feel like the suicide note is shut in case. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer.
He's still going at it?
It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Kurita. At the request of his client, of course. So, what's your point, Mr. Wright? I don't think it's possible that Mr. the Killer's client was Matt Engard. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell by just looking at it that this bear is really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt Engard thought the note was inside the bear are 0 to none. Like there is a point in that. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly. I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there's no reason why Mr. Engard would ever want a jewelry box like this. Order! 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 You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt Engard and the victim both thought of the others as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And? The victim, Juan Corrida, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Engard. Order! Order! Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You...
Don't
tell me you knew about your client's spying activities? Well, sorta. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was stuffed in the bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on his camera. Matt Engar's fingerprints were on there? Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Engard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He caught me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that.
Hey, what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that man the bat killer guy? Shush, stop, don't look at him. Wait, he's sweating, it's just, ew, nasty.
Phoenix? Yes, Chief?
Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet?
What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work?
You know, it seems like Mr. Edwards is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
Well, what is it, Mia?
There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate.
Something he should investigate?
I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded
for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is still that needs to be looked at, or should I let it go?
Represent evidence.
Because I do... No, because I look. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you have forgotten one very important thing.
Hey, isn't that what I just said?
So, you're telling me I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence.
Interesting.
Take that! That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago, which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
I'm pretty sure handwriting analysis has been, like, I don't think by the time this was out, it had necessarily been debunked, but I know, like, now it's kind of been debunked. Because, I mean, even, like, it's not that hard to, like, forge handwriting. I guess the main thing would be, like, to see how much of, like, pressure you're putting on it. Because, like, if you're writing in just your normal handwriting, you're not, like, pressing down. You're not being slow and methodical so you can see it in the ink. But if you're, like, trying to copy someone's handwriting...
Oh. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, that is yet to be even remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't be seriously suggesting... Mr. Wright? Are you saying the suicide note is a fake?
Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear?
How dare you?
Objection! Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. Objection! But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Engard. I didn't know such a thing.
Objection!
Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you are the one who presented the scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note? It is as the defense stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we've reached a point where the verdict is impossible. Impossible. That's impossible. This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. Engard is guilty. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty, 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 guilty. I'm not doing enough of these. But it's fun to go with the mob. What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe. What is with him? What's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What?
I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I'm sure there's some way to make it up to you. I really do.
Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them are already gone.
This is terrible.
I'm gonna keep looking for him, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty, 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 guilty.
God, it's so fun to go with the mob. You hear that? They're calling for his head.
Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and, Oh!
What is it?
Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth.
I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch!
Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you gotta buy us some more time.
Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying?
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time, I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of paper in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I am asking for. Please, Your Honor.
Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
Right. Well, what's going on with Maya's situation? To kill her, it looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Report.
Is that Miss Edgeworth?
We don't have time. Just spit it out.
Right. Looks like we just missed him, sir, but the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away.
A few things. Can we use any of them as evidence?
That's you that, pal. I got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over, pal.
Really? That's odd. Any items? They're usually like that are usually sent to the crime lab first.
We don't have time for those guys, sir. Those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran.
What?
Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to bail. I'm really sorry, sir, but I gotta put the law on hold for now.
Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this.
With my Uncle Junk girl, I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me.
Alright, just get here in one piece.
I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm blowing out all the stops and running every red light.
Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. What was that? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. Oh no! Oh
no! No one can stop me.
Oh no! Did they kill Gumshoe? What happened? Sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No! We can't let that happen. Well, if there's a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why, oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment?
I'm gonna say there is a way, because if he was going from the circus to here, and probably going a straight shoot way, we can find it. Also, so if he's dead, then we can use Pearl to connect with him, and we can figure out. I don't know if he's like passed out or like unconscious, if we could still do it.
That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe threw this.
Wait, hold on. Wait, do we use the transceiver? Is that what this is? Is that what we're supposed to use? Oh! The tracker!
Why are you bringing up Francesca at a time like this? Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Francesca, does she even want to help us? Edgeworth, what is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not. That can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict. Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff.
There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent.
They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do.
Next time, we will be wrapping up Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. I am very excited about that, and I hope y'all stick around for it. But I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye!